Here is another short tutorial covering one of the pieces from the ABRSM Grade 5 piano syllabus. This is the Waltz in B minor by Franz Schubert that I will explain a little bit. It's a familiar dance, a familiar composer, but there are certain challenges to this piece for this level that I think are very important. One, what students will notice is that their left hand is moving around a lot. You have some jumping around to do. Pretty predictable chord patterns, but a little wider navigation for the left hand. Another aspect that makes that challenging is how to add the pedal to this piece. There are no pedal markings in the ABRSM edition, which I really appreciate. I think it's an important skill for students to learn right at this level. Where to make those decisions, where is it going to sound better with pedal, what sound do you like, what do you think is stylistically appropriate. So I'll take you through some of those steps. First of all, I can play the piece without any pedal at all. I think it works. Here's what one short half of a phrase sounds like. It's a little dry. It doesn't sound like a Chopin waltz when we get to these later waltzes of the Romantic period. I would prefer this to pedaling throughout an entire measure. Some students may be familiar with this sound, but we're not yet to the middle of the 19th century waltz sound with these Schubert waltzes. The reason for this is it muddies the melody. If you think of a violin playing this melody and Schubert maybe just accompanying that violinist, you'd want to hear all of the notes, which you can't do if the pedal is down. At least not as distinct melody notes played on a melody instrument. But we do want some of that resonance that the pedal gives us on the piano. So one compromise would be to just put the pedal down for the first beat so that you're holding the bass note before your left hand moves to the next chord. Here's what that sounds like. That's a fair compromise. What it does though, or what you've got to combat a little bit, is that it makes it easier to really emphasize the downbeats, and the melody has some clear accents on the second beat. So you've got to sort of let the left hand and right hand fight each other a little bit and get used to that. Another aspect of that compromise, using pedal on just the beginning beat, or even maybe even the third beat, is it helps you feel that emphasized second beat, which is a really important aspect of waltz rhythm. I can play this piece with strict 3/4 rhythm, equal quarter notes, and it sounds fine. I'll play a complete phrase like that. There's something missing for me for that though. You can already tell I'm kind of trying to push and pull a little bit. The waltz necessarily has more of a lilt to it, and that's what I'll try and demonstrate right now. This is really taking it to the next level. And you'll notice when I'm moving and feeling the rhythm appropriately, I don't miss that dominant chord that I missed the first time. Everything comes together, you're listening and feeling it at the same time. So here's a complete section that goes all the way to the first modulation. that word modulation, up until that point when I was demonstrating, I was only using tonic and dominant chords. One of the aspects of the ABRSM syllabus is you will have to identify modulations eventually, so this is an excellent piece to listen to how the beginning modulates from B minor to D major right there at the end, if you want to go back and listen to it. So enjoy working on it.